Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy Ronnie Fragrances, and we're going to be talking about some of the best fragrances I have in my entire 100 bottle collection. I'm going to give you 10 of them that I think you should buy out of everything else that is on the market right now. Say hello to my first friend, Sticky Fingers. Now, Sticky Fingers is a beautiful fragrance that I discovered recently. Francesca Bianchi does an amazing job with their fragrances. And this right here has to be my absolute favorite. I have not got my nose on Dark Lord yet, but it is on the way. Patchouli, tobacco, leather tonka bean, cinnamon, sandalwood, musk, coriander, castrum, and hypertrope. This is an amazingly beautiful tobacco fragrance. Tobacco leaning with that patchouli. Longevity on this fragrance, minimum I get about 6 hours. Pressurized sprayer. And the good thing about this is a drier tobacco. This is not just going to be like your sweet tobacco like some of the other ones I have here. You're really going to smell and feel the tobacco when it comes to this fragrance. I recommend this fragrance for this time of the year, date night. It smells completely different than anything else that you're going to have on the market. So I would definitely try it out. Speaking of tobacco, Harriet by Parfums de Mali. Cinnamon, pepperwood, tobacco leaf, incense, latmium, vanilla. It's super easy a little bit. You have some oil in there, some cedar, musk, and vetiver. One thing that I do love about this fragrance from Parfums de Mali is the way that they did tobacco is a little bit different. This tobacco is a little bit stickier. It is a little bit sweeter. It kind of comes off a little bit in the sense of a chocolate. Maybe like a little bit of a cocoa, but it still keeps a lot of its backbone of tobacco and the vanilla and the cedar. Longevity, and this is a brand new bottle. I still get good longevity on this. It's about 6. People talk about the formulations and reformulations. Honestly, when it comes to it, really, you gotta let your fragrances sit. Every niche fragrance needs to sit. Let it sit for a little bit and it smells very similar to some of the old batches. This is the one-to-one of it? No. This one right here is still a crowd favorite fragrance when it comes to anything of Parfums de Mali. Alghabra, Eye of the Seven Hills. Now, this fragrance was a complete blind buy. I wanted to really stay into that smell of Side Effect by Initio, but I wanted to do it a little bit differently. So I scoured the internet and found this beauty right here. I love Initio Side Effect, but this right here to me smells like a more sophisticated version of Side Effect. Woo, room is kind of loud now. It is an amazing, very, very boozy, but smooth on the top note style of Side Effect. This is not a clone. It is not a clone fragrance. It is its own fragrance, but it smells so similar to Side Effect. That's why I call it kind of like that Side Effect-y fragrance. But this is Side Effect on steroids. This is a very boozy, very clean, very strong kind of fragrance. It's probably going to dominate the room that I'm in right now when it comes to these fragrances. But I do recommend this fragrance. Saffron, cinnamon, nutmeg, whiskey, vanilla, tobacco, benzoin, tonka bean, orris, patchouli, amber, oud, sandalwood, cedar, and musk. This is a great fragrance. I love the way that they blended the notes. I love a good whiskey note because I'm a brown liquor drinker myself. So this really does the trick when it comes to any kind of fragrances, especially if you love Side Effect, but you hate the top note or you hate how it can come off a little bit like medicine on some people's skin. This one right here, this Eye on the Seven Hills, is exactly what the doctor ordered. Bleu Parfums, Liquor BPM. Another amazing blind buy from a house that I did not know existed. I'm one of those people that will blind buy. Please don't blind buy. Simple. Let me do the blind buying, then come back and watch the video about it, right? But this is an amazing fragrance. It is not as loud as the other ones here on this list, but that does not mean that it is not good. With notes of liquor, pear, tobacco, cashmere, leather, vanilla, amberwood, and patchouli. This is a very leather, cashmere, patchouli type of fragrance with a little hint of liqueur. But it still has a nice backbone of tobacco. And it's one of those drier tobaccos, which I do like a good dry tobacco. It smells very mature. I would take this definitely to a sneak easy, a rooftop bar, or even just a bar on the side of the road. This one is great. You're going to smell different. Nobody's gonna smell like you. And they're going to ask, what the world is that? Because not many people know about it. And I wanted to kind of put y'all on point about it. I recommend this for date nights. I recommend this for the fall. You can stretch this into a summer night because that slight freshness from the pear, but I wouldn't do anything hotter than about roughly 84, 85 degrees. It smells great. Pressurized sprayer is the name of the game. Great bottle shape, great concept. I'm gonna be really diving more into this house. It is one of those fragrances where she will remember you. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now, one thing I love and hate about these bottles, I love the construction of the bottles, the magnetic caps, but one thing I do hate about these bottles, they are a fingerprint magnet. I have cleaned this bottle 4 times before even making this video, and I still got fingerprints on it. It's just one of those things. But this right here is a classic fragrance. This came out later than the EDP, of course, but it still has that classic vibe to it. Lemon zest, bergamot, mint, lavender, pineapple, geranium, green notes, sandalwood, cedar, amberwood. It's a little bit of super E in there and some tonka bean. This is a great fragrance. It's really, you can wear this all year round except incredibly high heat. Do the EDP for the very, very high heat. But any time of year, this one right here, it'd be amazing. Woody, aromatic. It just smells great. Great for a date night. It's a dumb reach. If you don't know what to wear if your collection is as big as mine, just grab this or the EDP. Trust me, she'll remember you as a classy stand-up guy. Kalan by Parfums de Mali. Now, some of you here may disagree with me on this fragrance, and I completely understand. I could pick Leighton or Leighton Exclusive or Greenlee or Carlisle or Ojan. I get it, or Alter. I get it. But you want to smell a little bit different. Where Kalan? The reason being is because that blood orange, the woody notes, the lavender, the moss, that's what really stands out. But the full breakdown is spices, blood orange, black pepper, lavender, orange blossom, woody notes, moss, white sandalwood, tonka bean, and amber. This will make you stand out because everybody's gonna smell like Leighton, everybody's gonna smell like Ojan, and Carlisle is starting to really, really get big now. And especially Alter. Everybody smells like Alter. You're gonna smell different with this one. It's going to stand out. It is spicy, but in a good way. It's not just full of just allspice. It is a very spicy, classy fragrance. The way that they do lavender in the House of Parfums de Mali is absolutely beautiful. And they did a really good job with Kalan. I do recommend this only for the cold season. It is not as loud as the other ones. You're going to get about 5 hours on it, but one thing it does do is sticks to sweaters very well. So that's good for us sweater wearers, us cardigan wearers, and us sport coat wearers because it shares the same type of material that this loves to stick to. Ambre Sky by Ex Nihilo. Everybody talks about Blue Talisman from the House of Ex Nihilo, but nobody talks about Ambre Sky. So trust me, you will smell different. It is a very transformative fragrance, and I do recommend it. The notes of this fragrance is coriander, bergamot, nutmeg, geranium, amber, tonka bean, vanilla, cedar, and sandalwood. So it's actually has a nice creamy element to it on the dry down. Longevity, 6.5, 7 hours minimum. This is a very, very, very lovely fragrance. I do recommend it. You will smell different. You will have yourself a great date night. You will have yourself a great evening out. It is strong enough that you won't offend people, but it's strong enough that you don't think it's weak. One tip though, you will go nose blind. Do not spray this in the front of your neck, go to the back of the neck, and maybe inside the shirt to your lower part of your sternum. Please do not spray this up here because you will go nose blind and you think that you are not smelling yourself. But trust me, everybody is smelling you. You will get compliments on this a lot. You will get compliments on this a lot. That's why this bottle, one, has not been used as much because it's very potent, but it is also not offensive. And that's the big thing when it comes to potency and offense. Some people really don't know the balance. This right here is a perfect balance of it. Ambre Russe by Parfums d'Empire. A lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people don't know about this house. It is a niche house that's actually incredibly affordable, just like Essential Parfums. You're going to find these easily under $100. But This is a secret to this fragrance. Come a little closer, come a little closer, come a little closer, come a little closer. The secret to this fragrance is a lot of people on the low ski think this is better than Grand Soir by MFK. The reason being is because Grand Soir sometimes can have a little bit of that resin that can not resonate with some people that think's a little strong. But listen to the notes of this classy fragrance. So you have vodka, champagne, cinnamon, Russian leather, tea, coriander, birch, juniper, amber, incense, and musk. This, for some reason, they didn't bring out vanilla in it, but I kind of get a vanilla-ness to it. This vodka and champagne. It is classy, just off rip, and black tea. So you can wear this more throughout the year than Grand Soir. The amber in it is strong like Grand Soir, but the vodka and champagne tones it down just a little bit. This is a cleaner version of Grand Soir. If Grand Soir is rough for you, get this for like what? A fourth of the price. Get this. It smells amazing. And the longevity on it is pretty good too. On fleece and on skin. I've noticed on like sweaters like this, it doesn't last that long. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the chemical structure of it. But I am not a scientist. I am just a fragrance enthusiast. This is a great fragrance. I recommend it for anybody who wants to smell different, but also wants to smell good. But Grand Soir was just a little bit too rough for them, a little bit too sweet for them, like my wife would say. This right here is an amazing, happy median.